By the time I was 17 years old, testosterone was being injected into my anorexic body. This was after a single appointment with a WPATH certified therapist who asked me a few questions and told me that I was a boy. These vague questions included things like, do you dislike your period? Do you get along better with boys?
I went to a Planned Parenthood a few weeks after my 18th birthday. None of the clinicians were interested in what was behind my desperation to change my body. They told me that because I seemed so sure, they would prescribe the hormones that day.
I had sought assistance through my local LGBT center, and on my first appointment, I was immediately affirmed as a transgender woman. When I asked her why was I affirmed so quickly, she said she did not want to gatekeep me, and she had my letter to transition right away.
So when I was 19, I went to an informed consent clinic, which basically means you just walk in and you say you're trans and you want cross-sex hormones, testosterone, and they gave me a free prescription of testosterone that day. Even though I told them all these lists of, being suicidal, all this, they just gave me a very high dose of testosterone. Pretty much had no checks and balances. They just gave me the prescription and that's it.
Went to Stanway House in Boston, was able to get on hormones rather quickly. I ended up getting facial feminization surgery. And shortly after that, I got approved for sex reassignment surgery. There was absolutely no pushback by therapists. They completely ignored comorbidities I had. I have internalized homophobia. They completely didn't even push back at all. They affirmed me, and gave me letters for the surgeries.
When I turned 18, I learned that I could obtain testosterone through informed consent. And in my experience talking to them, they kind of downplayed the risks. They really sort of focused more on the aesthetic changes that I will go through.
I went to Planned Parenthood like the week later. I basically walked in. I said, "Hi, I think I'm trans." They said, "Great, we're gonna diagnose you with gender dysphoria and here's your prescription for testosterone. You can get it the very next day." And I said, "Great." I didn't actually realize in my head what a huge fucking red flag this was.
I started off by getting a prescription for testosterone, and to do that I called up Planned Parenthood because I'd heard they provided gender affirming services. I thought I would have to go through some kind of process to get the testosterone, but instead what happened is I talked on the phone for 30 minutes with a doctor I'd never met in person, and I got prescribed testosterone over the phone.